Story time. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just got off of work and wanted to come here and talk to you guys a little bit. You know, I guess tell you a little story. I'm gonna try to do a story time and see how that goes. I'm gonna tell you a story about me and how, I got pregnant with my first child. I was very young. I'm the type of person that if I don't like something about my life, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but if I don't like something about my life, I block it. Like I don't want to think about it, I forget about it, and it's legit in my mind. Like I forget dates, I forget names, I forget stuff like that. And it's not no joke. That's how things work with me. And so I guess I don't want to say any names because I don't know, how that person would feel, but we will call my oldest son's dad. Lo vamos a llamar. ¿Cómo le pondremos? Pues Jose, So I met Jose when I was 16, and like I said, I'm just going based on memories that probably are not accurate because I just decided I don't need him in my brain, so I just shoved him really deep inside of me, maybe because it's painful, maybe because I don't care, maybe because it's just stuff that I don't need in my brain or whatnot. But I met him when I was 16, and we met at high school. I was a little dumb, I want to say, like any teenager at that age. No sabes de la vida. You think everything's perfect and that everybody is wrong and you're right. And trust me, girls, if there's any teenager girls out there listening to me or will eventually watch this video, listen to your mom, listen to your dad, because they only know what's best for you. Even though we don't want to admit it or we don't want to see it, but they're right. Tu mamá siempre te va a decir la verdad, y aunque no lo quieras escuchar, like, it's the best thing. But anyways, so I met him in my junior year. Y pues yo toda enamorada, like I fell in love and I thought that he was the one and whatnot, and it's just like, like I ended up leaving with him. My mom likes to tell the story of how when I left, it's a story that I guess maybe I'll try to see if she wants to tell it, or maybe I'll tell it, from her point of view, what happened when the day that I left, like what she had to go through with my dad and my brother, my older brother. She has a really funny story. But anyways, so that day I skipped school and we went to this place that his brother owned, and close to where we live, or not close, but a couple, maybe like 45 minutes away from where we lived. And his family was going through some legal problems and whatnot, so we ended up going to this place, un rancho. It was like a big place, and I don't even know if I'm supposed to be saying this or not, but this is how I remember it. So we left to this place and his brother was caught and he was in jail. So my dumbass goes with him. We ended up going to una traila que tenían allá en el rancho, and pues we were in there. We were stupid. He's just like, I don't even remember what we were talking about. We were in there. We did whatever we did that, like I said, maybe I don't want to remember, maybe I don't want to talk about it. But then he's like, oh, I know where like there's money there. And I'm like, what do you mean there's money? And my dumbass didn't know what was going on. But he's like, yeah, like, come on, let's do, vamos, vente. And ahí va la pendeja atrás de él, like, I don't even remember how much money he got or it was, but all I know is that he got some money, that it was digged in somewhere in this rancho that we went to. His dumb butt puts it on a box, puts it on the freaking trunk of his cars, and he's like, vámonos. So it was yo, like I was like, vámonos pues. So we left. Well, guess what? Because his brother just had been caught by the police, whatnot. Like 5 minutes later, they pulled us over. They were outside the ranch. Like a lot of fucking cops were there watching us doing everything we were doing. And it's just like, whatever, by then, I don't know what time it was. It was probably like, maybe, because I was supposed to be at school at 8 in the morning. So we went over there, whatnot. It was probably like 12. The police stopped us. They fucking took us to a, whatchamacallit? To a little firefighter house, and they talked to us, and they told me, I said, I don't know what's going on. Like, I really didn't know what was going on. I didn't know he had the money. I don't even know how much money it was. I know it was a lot of money, but I don't know. I honestly did not get involved. So in the end, they let us go. They keep the money. They let us go. They didn't file a police report. They didn't call my parents. Nothing happened. So we start walking, and he's like, oh, so do you just want to go, with me to my sister's house in Tacoma? And I was like, sure, like, so we ended up going to his house, and that's all I remember. I remember going to his house, and we went to his house, to his sister's house, and we stayed there, and I just didn't go back home. And back then, obviously, we didn't have no cell phones. We didn't have no pagers. My mom didn't know their number. I don't even know how I told her that I was going to stay over there. I don't even know if I did tell her. And now that I have my kid, it's painful, like, knowing that you don't know. Or no, it's painful knowing that my mom did not know where was I at, like, she didn't know donde estaba, like, for all she knew, like, what if something would have happened to me? Like, we don't think about those stupid things. And now that I have my kid, I'm just like, oh, it's such a selfish person, a daughter, but it was, yeah, it happened. I can't think about it anymore. But yeah, that's how I ended up leaving with his dad. So then we think we're adults. I live with him in Tacoma. Then we ended up moving back to that trailer that was in El Rancho up in over here in Washington. And we stay there. I don't know how my parents allowed me to stay with him when I was only 16, 17, I want to say. And I changed schools from my high school to the high school over there, where it was like 2-3 hours away. I don't know what happened. In the end, we ended up moving back to my parents' house, and thank the Lord, I feel like I'm sure in every culture is the same way, but my parents allowed me to come back home, and they helped me out. I was not pregnant at that time. I me fui con él probably, I want to say, like, in the end of October, beginning of November. Now that I think about it, probably was like around my birthday. And I didn't get pregnant until December. So then I got pregnant, and then I had my son when I was 17 years old. So I was 17. So I turned 17. I got pregnant. I had him on August 2nd when I was pregnant. And then I turned 18 on October 25th. And that's how I got my first little man, my little kid. And since then, it's sad because it's hard for me to think that, I could have done things different. I could have listened to my parents. I could have, done all these things different. But, pues, ya pasó. Y, I have my kid now, and he's a good kid, thank God. I always tell him, like, God knew that I needed a good kid, because I don't want to say I was a mess, because I was not a mess, but God, solamente Dios sabe lo que te manda, and he sent me a good kid and whatnot. But yeah, that's the story. How me fui con el primer hombre de mi vida thinking that, you know, life was full of freaking hearts and it was all love, and it's not. Girls, like, if, like I said, if any girl out there is watching this, listen to your parents, go to school, like, take care of yourself, learn how to love yourself before you can love another person, or even get pregnant and have a baby such a young age. I'm not saying it is, I mean, I guess it is a bad thing, you know. It, I mean, if it happens, it happens, and you have to grow up. And, you know, to me, I feel like I'm a very, oh, my phone's dying again. I feel like I'm a very responsible person, and that's why it has worked for me. But, you know, there's some girls out there that they're not ready. Like, you guys are not ready. Enjoy your life, go out, have friends, you know, meet different people, like, fall in love and know what how it feels to fall in love. And maybe you'll fall in love the first time and it'll be the right one, and maybe not, you know. But when you're 17 years old, like I was not ready. And, you know, like, I had my kid, and pues yeah, you know, like, I have him and I'm blessed. And all I can say is, like, to all you young girls out there, like, go to school, take care of yourself. If, I mean, I know it's a hard topic to talk about, but if you're sexually active, like, tell your mom, tell somebody. You don't have to tell your mom. Like, I know, like, all these places like Planned Parenthood and all these places, like, they're anonymous, so you can actually go and go by yourself. And if you're sexually active, don't think that by having a kid you this person is gonna love you more, or you're gonna stay with this person for the rest of your life, because you don't know. You're so young. Just learn how to take care of yourself and learn how to love yourself, and go to school, educate yourself, because education is the best gift that you can give yourself. You know, like, nobody can take that away from you. You know, like, knowledge, read anything, you know, finish high school, do a freaking, I tell my son all the time, like, have a plan and put it on paper. Say, you know what, after I finish high school, this is what I'm gonna do, you know. And I know it's hard and it's expensive, but si le echan ganas, you know, there's a lot of helps out there that could help you. Or even, like, it's hard, get a job, you know. Like, I'm sure that if you live in a loving family, like, they'll support you. And if you don't, trust me, there's people out there around you that you might not be able to see, but there's people in your family that do care for you and they do love you. Don't feel alone, you know. Like, talk to somebody. If, you know, if you want, you can message me and I can, you know, give you some kind of advice. And just take care of yourself, love yourself. And I know that it's hard to learn from other people's experience. The best way that we learn is in our own, with our own experience. Mi mom dice, uno no aprende en cabeza ajena, you know, like, nos tiene que pasar las cosas para aprender. But, you know, I didn't have anybody to talk to me and tell me, like, oh, you know, what you're doing is wrong, or échale ganas a la escuela, you know. And I know it's hard, because it doesn't matter. Like, if you have already made up your mind, and you found somebody and you want to get pregnant and want up, you know, but at least somebody told you, you know. Like, if you don't have that support at home, or if you don't have that support at school, if you don't have that support with your friends, then I'm here. Like, send me a message, you know, and tell me, hey, you know, like, this is how I feel. Being a woman, it's hard. Being a young pregnant woman is harder, and being a single mom and young is way harder, you know. And it's just like, now that I see it, I'm just like, I don't regret my kids, because I don't, but I'm like, I could have done things different, you know. Right now I'm going to school, getting my education, and I just got my high school diploma this past year, you know. And now I'm going and I'm taking, you know, college classes that I should have done when I was 17, 18, you know. But then again, I always think things happen for a reason, and maybe I wasn't meant to finish school at that time. Maybe I was meant to have my kids. Maybe I was meant to go through all this so I could be able to learn better, But anyways, 15 minutes almost, and I still feel a little bit awkward as I'm talking, and I guess it, like anything, I have to teach myself how to stay on track, talk about the same thing, and not get off track and maybe confuse you guys. But if you have any questions, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Manitas para arriba, dice la birdie. And ask me questions. I'll probably come again maybe tomorrow. I'll try to come every day, at least to just like practice, because I feel like anything in life will only become better by practicing. I have a mess here in my room. As I'm talking to you guys, I should be cleaning, but I'm gonna come tomorrow again, give it another shot. And yeah, that was my story for the day. How I ended up meeting my son's dad, and the way I got pregnant, and how I became a mother for the first time. And I am blessed. I know a lot of people out there wish they could have the opportunity that as women that could have babies, and I am blessed. And I thank God that I was able to experience the feeling of becoming a mom. But anyways, once again, if I'm off track, if I'm just talking too fast, or if I'm not making any sense, bear with me. I'm barely learning. I'm just blogging right here in my room. I have my little mess, all my makeup. This is one of my favorite things in the world. I got this in Mexico, I want to say a couple years ago. Let me show you. Isn't this cute? The little man's little skeletons. I love skeletons. My birthday is in the end of October, so of course I'm gonna like Halloween. But this is my favorite figurine. Anyways, so like I said, thanks for watching, and hopefully this story made you forget about maybe a problem or something, Anyways, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.